Hey everyone, and welcome back to another live stream review. We are here to discuss Once Upon a Time's the musical episode, The Song in Your Heart. I am Robert, and I am joined with.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Other Robert. Finally, the music episode, right?
Many years in the making.
Yeah.
And highly anticipated.
Sooner or later, it was going to come.
Oh yeah, it was obvious. It was so obvious, and it's been hyped up this whole year, and it was. I found it a fun ride. I very much enjoyed the episode in its entirety, and I'm looking forward to the final battle.
I thought the episode was one of the better episodes of the season. I thought it was executed perfectly, and it's funny because, especially me, I was giving it some hate for a while. I didn't think it was going to be able to really deliver as well as it definitely did. So good for them.
Yeah, no, it delivered. And the way we're going to structure this review is we're going to discuss the 7 or 8 songs, because I actually read that apparently Regina's song is 2 separate ones, but they didn't split the time of it. So it's really 8 songs, but it's sung at the same time. So it's really 7. So we're going to discuss their songs, and then we're going to go from there. So the first song was Charming and Snow White's duet, Power of Magic. What'd you think?
We're going to sing our thoughts, right?
No, I don't have the voice to do that right now. And neither do you. We both know that. But final battle. Maybe maybe there'll be a curse then.
Okay.
So yeah. What do you think about Snow White and Charming's duet?
Not the strongest song, but probably not the weakest. I mean, it started off the pace of what to expect with the episode. A nice original song, really, I think, laid the foundation for, again, like I said, what was going to be coming.
What blew me away was about this song between the two of them is I didn't know Josh Dallas could sing, and he blew me away.
Yeah,
he was so good.
I had said to you, I'm like, what's he doing on this show? with a voice like that, he could be doing so much more. He was very, very good.
Yeah, he was. He blew me away with this singing, and I really loved it. I would say it was a strong song, but there was another one there's 2 other ones that completely topped it. But Josh Dallas's song was, or his part of it was so good. I just saw Emily Manetics go. It was Disney-esque, and I felt very much a Disney Prince and Princess vibe in that song too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was the perfect song to really start off with.
Yeah, no, it worked off really well. And I think so. What came after that one? The next one is Regina's song.
Yeah,
Regina, it's her songs, even though it's really done in one take. All right, I'll start this one. I wanted a melancholic Evil Queen song, not a Cher Lady Gaga song.
Yeah, not a sassy, performance that we got.
Yeah. Now I had covered her song. I had seen it prior to the episode airing, and I thought it was very much over the top. Caddy Farah just said that, and I completely agree. It wasn't what I wanted for the Evil Queen, because Lana's voice isn't high. It's kind of like I can't really describe it, but it's not like it's a high pitch like Jennifer Morrison or Rebecca Mader's voice. Right. And I think like a melancholic, sad song would have been more progressive to the plot.
Yeah, she it didn't. There was a disconnect somewhere there, right? I think maybe the song could have been better written for someone else, or I'm not saying that she was weak by any means. I just don't think it worked. I don't think it connected between the song and really what was going on and who was singing it and everything. I think there's a huge disconnect there.
Yeah, I don't think it. Quite frankly, I don't think it worked well for her, but I don't think she sang it bad. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like it was a good performance. Just I didn't want it.
Right. I'm just going to keep going with the disconnect. I don't think it really should have been for her. That's all.
Exactly. So a lot of people were saying very Rocky Horror Show. I've never seen Rocky Horror Show. Have you? No. Unfortunately, neither of us have seen the Rocky Horror Show, so I don't know how to compare it to that. Neither does Joe. But maybe that'll be something to check out over the summer. And Wolf Hunter Plays just said this is his first live stream with us. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining. Welcome. We do this once a week for Once Upon a Time. So thank you for joining. Okay, now this is my official #1 song. I'm already going to admit it's my favorite. I was doing a ranking video tomorrow of all the songs, but my favorite song was Wicked Always Wins.
Absolutely.
And
yep.
It was so
Agreed.
Good.
Amazing.
Rebecca Mader, if she didn't blow you guys out of the water, I don't even know. It was just so amazing. The choreography, just the cinematography going on there, it was so good. And her pitch and pipes, awesome.
Everything worked with that. The writing of the song, I think, was the strongest of any of the songs written in the episode. And I think they gave it to the right person to sing. I thought she was vocally the most talented out of the entire cast. It was the perfect match. She absolutely blew it away. I thought she did fantastic.
What's hysterical, though, is with her song is I had done a review of the featurette. Like it was sort of like a behind the scenes for this. And I heard her sing without any music or editing, and she just sounded kind of okay. But I had heard Jennifer Morrison without in the same way, I should say, and I thought Jennifer did better. But in comparison, like to seeing it live and whatnot, Rebecca is just the best. Like it was so good.
Yeah,
it was just so good.
Yeah, if we were to get a season 7, which I don't think is happening, I would want another musical episode just to see her get another song because she was that good.
So, yeah. Album. I think an album is good, but a separate album. Could do it. Oh wow, maybe he's being silent. All right, so song number 4. Look, or Revenge Is Gonna Be Mine. What do you think of
that one? You're freezing a lot. So, you said Hook, right?
Yeah, I did. I didn't think I was freezing because you weren't moving, so I didn't know who was freezing.
Yeah. Okay. So Hook, right? I mean, Hook song was fantastic. I mean, again, everything just clicked with his song, and it had that pirate feel. It worked for the character. They definitely wrote it. It was gimmicky, but in a good way. Fantastic. I think if Zelina's song wasn't in there, I think this would have been the best. But I think Zelina's song was better. But I thought this was a fantastic song. Definitely for me, it was the second best of the episode. I enjoyed it a lot.
That's how I feel. I would say that it would be Zelina's song and Hook's song. Apparently, also we reviewed it wrong. I guess Hook's song was second.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think Hook's came before, but who even?
It doesn't really matter. It's just the discussion of the song.
Yeah.
Emily just said he had great range. I agree with that. I think that song was it's just a fun. So it's just really fun. That's also, I don't know if you guys knew, he broke his leg when he sang that song during the choreography of that and whatnot, which is crazy. So I'm actually really curious, like if he's gonna be sitting down in the finale.
You had said that, and I was waiting for kind of this over
like
the
top or something,
and he was just kind of standing on the table.
I think it's when he came off the table that he did it. That had to be because it's the only time he was high up.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the song though. It was very yo-ho pirate,
Yeah, it was. I know you haven't seen Tangled or Beauty and the Beast, which is a shame, but he's very similar. The whole structure of that song are very similar to songs from both of those movies, and I got a huge Disney blast with him. And he's in a band. Like he's a really good singer. But I've never heard him from. I think he's a whole Irish or British band. But point is, he has very good vocal range as well.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's 4. All right. I guess we can do the trio. We can discuss that briefly.
With Snow, Charming, and Regina. Are we counting that?
Well, it's on the list. It's called the Charming versus Regina.
That wasn't even really a thing, though. That was just them being lazy for a song.
Oh, it was. I think they changed the lyric at one point, but to me, it just felt like a reprise. But also, they changed the lyric, so it's a whole new song. I would have just called it reprise of their songs. But Regina's song, Snow White versus Regina, or Charming's versus Regina, I didn't like it. It wasn't that good. In all fairness, it was boring.
It wasn't needed.
No, it really wasn't. They could have. They honestly, I know that Rumpelstiltskin said he wasn't gonna sing. He'd rather gouge his own eyes out. But they could have made him sing and replaced it with that one.
Yeah, kind of disappointed there. I was really curious to see how he would be. So I was kind of disappointed, especially with the whole curse thing. You know, it could have worked.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, dark ones don't curse, sing. And I'm like, but like he's like the character to sing because he's so goofy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so cartoony, I guess, right?
Yeah, cartoony. So yeah, yeah. So the duet, the trio. I keep calling it a duet because I keep thinking of Charming and Snow as a unit.
Right.
But Robert Carlyle, I really, because apparently he's a really good singer too, just like Hook, and I would have liked to have heard that.
Yeah.
So I believe Emma's song is actually just called Emma's Song.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, Emma's song was good. I mean, that one was probably one of the more powerful songs, given when it was used, the moment and the build to it, and everything. Along with that, I think it was the most powerful song. I don't think it was the strongest song or the strongest performance, but I think it was the most powerful in terms of what was going on, in terms of the story and the build and everything. I thought it was a great performance in itself, a great song.
So the reason why I like Emma's song is it actually was congruent with the plot and same with the finale. Like it fit into it, and they will remember it, unlike the other previous 5 that no one remembered at all,
Right.
And seemed almost irrelevant.
Right.
But yeah, I guess it's called Emma's theme, not Emma's song, but let's not be too technical. But I did like it. Jennifer Morrison had a really good voice. I kind of wish she got to be a bit more like Rebecca Mader, you know, to like really go at it. But I think the hush tones worked really well. Only thing that I thought was hysterical about that song myself is the Black Fairy is like, what is happening? Like we don't sing. This is not a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The just, I guess, the ambiance of what was happening, I thought was it was a fun scene to kind of see unfold.
Yeah, I liked it. And also I guess the Black Fairy can't crush her heart, so I'm curious how she's going to kill her or attempt to kill her if she can't crush her heart.
I guess through the curse.
Yeah, through that curse cloud. Another curse, by the way, a curse for everyone. That is the new motto of the show: a curse for everyone.
Not enough sleeping curses.
No, not enough sleeping curses and not enough memory curses. I tweeted, people need it. The characters on this show need an MRI because they've forgotten so many things. By the way, I see a lot of people in the comments saying that Rebecca's song is their favorite so far, and I think it's just the consensus. It's probably the best song of the episode.
Yeah, I mean that I guess for both of us, definitely, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, just vocally, she also, with all these characters, I feel like she's kind of the minor character out of all of them. You know what I mean? So he, I feel like, wouldn't have gotten much if you thought about it beforehand. But then she got what was given and blew it out of the park and made herself the one that people would be talking about afterwards.
Right, exactly, and that's probably what she was going with, the ability to like be remembered, because she wasn't an original main character, or she wasn't even in season 2 if you count Captain Hook.
Yep.
So it was really cool. And the last song was the ensemble with all of them together. I think it's the title of it. Henry had one line, thank Christ, so that was excellent.
Yeah, he had what, 3 words?
Yeah, it was perfect. Jared Gilmore did just enough to make me not hate him tonight. So I enjoyed
His
that.
was more of a talking, singing.
Yeah, exactly. What was I gonna say? So I liked the happy beginning, but what I particularly liked about it was when Emma and Hook sang together and when Regina and Zelina sang together.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we had more.
I thought that was really nice.
I wish we had more of the Regina Zelina duet.
I actually that would have been fantastic. A evil queen versus Regina duet or something like that, or Zelina, not Regina. Excuse me. That
And
would have been a really fun duet.
I thought the song was just delivered perfectly with the choreography and just everything going on. It was just a beautiful moment for the show. One of probably the most beautiful moments I think the show's had. It was beautiful. And then the Dark Curse happens to end it. And that's kind of it would kind of bring it down, you would think.
Yeah.
But the way just it was delivered and just kind of the way the characters sold it, kind of facing it head on, that was excellent. And that
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought that was just a perfect way to not only end the episode, but really it kind of became a climax of the episode in itself. Even though we had Emma Song, which was kind of the true climax, this really felt like a huge cliffhanger and something really worth in terms of a fitting end, really, for the episode.
Yeah, no, it was really fitting for an episode that would be like episode. It fit with the end of it, and as I said during that, I really did just enjoy everyone's performances together, and I would say overall, just the songs we got were really really great. I really did like them, and I'm enjoying seeing more of or hearing them again. Just kind of getting back into it. So now we can talk a little bit of the plot of the episode, which essentially is the Dark Fairy cast a curse. That was the whole setup of it.
Okay. We were wrong, though. we were wrong.
About what? Oh, about her crashing the wedding?
No, we had gave it some heat last week. We had said that there'll be just a little plot there just to kind of carry it over. And I don't think that was the case. I really think that this was a plot-driven episode and that the songs were there and they made their presence felt, but the plot was what was driving the episode, not the songs. And I think that was brilliant. And I think that was the way you really should have delivered it here. I think the way they went about that, the structure, I thought was perfect, really, for at this stage in the season.
Yeah, no, I agree. At least the final two songs, particularly, I would say the first ones didn't really drive the plot.
Well,
because it was self-contained, they forgot about them.
Right, it was self-contained, and then ultimately it led to what was at the end. But even in present day, since the beginning of the episode, we see Black Fairy pretty much right away, and we get the story going from the beginning, right? And with an episode like this, I was afraid that was going to be too gimmicky. I thought it was just going to be all the songs, the singing, whatever. And although that's what a lot of the episode was, the main focus was the plot, and that was what they needed to do, and that's what they did. And it was, especially if this is the last season, right? Because now next week is the season finale, possibly the series finale. So they definitely had to deliver in the way that they did tonight, and they big props to them because they did it very well.
I loved tonight's episode. I didn't love all the songs particularly, but I think everyone had a really great performance, this episode has repeat value, I would say, and I hope the finale is really, really good as well. Also, the Blue Fairy actually got to do something in this episode after being unconscious for quite a while, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, I could have used some other color fairies, like the red fairy, the yellow fairy, and what.
Tinkerbell would have been nice.
But we got the blue fairy, we got the black fairy, so I can't complain.
Yeah, no, me either. All right. I honestly really liked the episode. I knew I would like it. I'm curious what's going to happen in the finale. I'm really annoyed that we don't have a confirmation of a season 7 yet, because it's.
Yeah, you think we're annoyed? Just imagine how they are.
I know. I'm trying to think. I just like the Black Fairy. I like the Black Fairy's performance. No one really seemed to care that Rumpelstiltskin betrayed them. I guess they're so used to it, just kind of not. It's
exactly.
Just null and void.
I think their reaction is exactly what would be expected at this point.
Yep, and it was really solid. If you guys have any particular questions you want us to answer, please shoot them out to us right now, so we can discuss them.
Reference,
but I think we covered the episode. What?
That's perfect. Gamer Girl, maybe that was a reference to the smoke monster from Lost, the way the curse started. I don't think that was a reference, but that's an amazing coincidence.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
yeah, that's great.
Um, does anyone think the Black Fairy has Rumpelstiltskin dagger and is controlling him? That was from Malice J. I don't think she has it because, as far as I know, she gave it back to him.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm still. I guess at this point, it still doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But I said last week I was waiting for him to, in the final episode, show that he was actually like working with Emma, but just she didn't know, like a Snape thing. I compared him to Severus Snape, where he'd be on the bad side, but his intentions are going to be good the entire time, and he's going to kind of flip at the end, and we'll see that. But
I hope he flips.
yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen at this point. Like
So Emily just said a fantastic comment. She said that Neil and Robin, the babies, were dolls at the wedding. That's hysterical. And Kevin just said, "I can't believe Belle missed the wedding." Emily DeRaven, I don't even know if I don't think she was in the episode.
yeah.
She was just mentioned. That's hysterical.
Oh yeah,
like minus Snow White, like the Disney princess that is known for singing quite a few numbers, didn't get any reference at all. That's hysterical.
That's actually, yeah, I didn't realize that, but now that that's mentioned, that is a big oversight.
Yeah, that is a big oversight, and I don't think I would notice that, Kevin. That's a great one.
Yeah, that's really good. She's kind of the character out of sight, out of mind.
Seriously,
right?
The performance is really. It's because her acting isn't good, so like it's like whatever, and the character isn't good either.
Rumple even said "my family," and I didn't even think Belle. Like I'm just thinking like oh right, he has family, but I'm not thinking of individually Voldemort and Belle. So that's
or his mom Bellatrix.
So that's a great point, though.
That is a great point. Steve Coriso wants to know, what's your reaction to Henry giving up until he found that page? I just thought it was. I knew something would happen with the book because he threw it. It's happened more than once with the book giving you hope.
Yeah. I'm at the point I don't care about Henry with anything.
Yeah, I don't really care about Henry either myself. Let's see. Why was Gideon not there?
His
story's done.
Yeah, I don't see what more he can really do.
I know.
Belle wasn't even there, so
yeah, Belle wasn't there. Gideon wasn't there. Rumple's family was not relevant to this plot at all. I just saw one other question that I really liked. Yeah. Do you guys do you think we will find out what symbols Henry's drawing means in the finale? That was from Gamer Girl. I don't think we will, because I don't think they were symbols. I just think he was going crazy when he was doing that writing. I don't think that's relevant.
Yeah, I don't think they had any significance to them.
Agree. But overall, I would say tonight's episode was 6B did not start off super strong, but it's very much impressed me.
It's been a roller coaster. I think it started off strong and then got weak for a few episodes and then really picked up. So,
yes, agreed. I wanted to say one thing before we sign off the stream. So I did a Twitter poll the other day asking what arcs you guys thought were good. Now Twitter only allows you for 4 options. So I did Frozen, The Dark Swan, The Underworld, and season 6 one long arc. Those are the options everyone could vote for. For fan favorite, as I knew it would, by 53%. But season 6 came in second. So I just thought that was kind of funny that season 6 came in second behind The Dark Swan and The Underworld arc.
I agree with that. I agree with that poll.
I like The Dark Swan arc myself.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But I think there's one other point we should mention, though. We don't know if this is coming back for season 7. Let's, address the elephant in the room. There may be just one more episode of this. So we have to start thinking what you guys want to see if that's the case. So just at this point, I guess just we have to all start thinking about it. Let us know what you guys want to see.
Yeah,
this is the end.
That's a conversation I really didn't want to have, but thanks for blindsiding me with it right now.
Sorry. Unfortunately, though, I mean that's right. I mean we have to. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't think statistically it's gonna get a 7, but I think that maybe I think it needs one. In all fairness,
I
but
don't
I don't.
think I don't think it's getting 7.
The promotion for everything is saying final,
Right.
so that is where it's inclining me to think a lack of a season 7.
Yeah.
But who knows? But the question is, on the chance, 50-50 chance we have, it's a yes or no, that there's a season 7, that there's not a season 7, what would you guys like us to do in lieu of it? Because we like doing stuff like this, and we've done a lot of videos on this.
Yeah, that had reminded me because you had put up a poll, right? Or was it just a tweet where you had said what would you want to see as?
It was just a tweet.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that was a poll as well. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have just tweet, comment, whatever. We don't have to give an answer now for what you want to see for videos, but there's plenty of options.
Yeah, just something to think about because we still don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know, and I don't know. I don't know how many more Once Upon a Time based videos I can even make individually anymore, because the show it's great. Like I have a couple planned for the next couple days, but I don't have any more beyond season 6. Because once 6 is done, I'm done with it. But so I would say tonight's episode was awesome. I loved it, and I'm really looking forward to next week's episode, the final battle. It's 2 hours, so we'll be done at 10, I guess, right? So we'll do the review around 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, all 77 of you who are still there, we really appreciate you tuning in to our discussion. By the way, before we go, Wolf Hunter says, who do you predict will win the final battle? My guess is Emma will win. That is my guess. Yeah. That I would just imagine that Emma would win. And also, before I go, one more thing is Danielle said, what about a spin-off of Once Upon a Time in Oz or Agrabah? I think if you gave Rebecca Mader a show, that'd actually be pretty cool. Like a little show.
I've been saying Oz since about season 3. I think that's a fantastic idea. I don't think they'll do it, especially not only because of the decrease in ratings for Once Upon a Time, but just because of how lackluster Wonderland performed.
Yeah, but I think Oz could do well. There's something special about the Wizard of Oz that people are still really into. That Wonderland, it's in its lore, not just the show, has.
No.
You know what I mean? People think there's a whole musical about Wicked or about Wizard of Oz. So,
right.
I think it can be done. But we are going to end the discussion here. So thank you guys all for tuning in, and we'll talk really soon. And see you next week for the finale review. Bye.